Hey, happy Wednesday to everybody. And we are going to be starting in a couple of minutes at the top of the hour. Just wanted to let
say no audio. Can you hear us now? Still can't hear us. Can you? Hey, Kathleen, since you're chatting with us, can you see us?
she says there it is.
Oh, there it is. Great. Can anybody see us on the webcam? Because we're having trouble.
It's the priority.
I can hear and see you. Fantastic.
Seeing us is a big priority.
Yeah. Well, if we're cut off on the screen, we can't see ourselves. Maybe it's because we have sunglasses on.
If I take them off,
I don't know.
Does it come up?
So hopefully everybody can hear now. People are saying yes, we can see and hear. Well,
Okay.
we can't. So that's great.
It's awfully
So
nerve-wracking.
I'm gonna keep leaning in towards you. So anyway, good morning, good afternoon. We are excited to be here with another TicketForce webinar product update. And we are donning Diamondback gear in honor of our first summer webinar.
It's really bright in here.
And yeah, it's super bright in the office today. So we hope you guys are all staying cool, looking forward to a fantastic summer. We just, some news coming from here. We just launched or resent out our June e-newsletter. So we're back up and running with that. And we changed the format a little bit. We've got some client success stories in there. So if you have one of those that you would love to share with us, we're happy to get that out.
Send it over.
Anytime your venue or organization is in the news, we would love for you to send that over as well, because we'd love to share your success stories, both in the ticketing world and beyond. That would be great. So please give that a look. And I will mention it again at the end, but we're going to take a July break because a lot of travel going on in July on webinars. So our next webinar will be on August the 1st, and that's going to be an industry update. So we're rotating between products, the focus on her, and the industry updates. And there's always something great to talk about, and that'll kind of be tips, tools, and trends from what's going on in the ticketing industry. But in July, our team is going to be at 2 conferences, 2 of our major ones. One will be up in Toronto at the Venue Managers, International Association of Venue Managers, where I will be participating in a couple of different panels involved talking about ticketing, future trends. Everybody wants to know what's coming up, what's going on ticketing. And so if you don't attend that in Toronto this year, then we'll give you a recap after what we find out there and what we share there. No. And then we will also be in Austin, Texas for the League of Historic American Theaters National Conference as well. And so that's a lot of travel going on in July, plus with the holiday, some time off. So our next webinar will be on August the 1st.
Be nice and hot here.
It'll be fantastic. We're looking forward to that. So I can't possibly not address today just a quick kind of comment on the major outage that we had in ticketing, not with TicketForce, but in ticketing last week, because it does affect everybody. It has everybody talking about security. So in the unlikely event that you haven't heard, our friends at TicketFly had a major hacking event. They're calling it a security event, where their website was taken over by a malicious party. And they are still in the work. It was so major. This was a week now, and they are still in the work of restoring their systems. So a lot of damage control for them, and we certainly are not ever happy when those types of events happen, because it definitely affects all of us. And we're getting questions now, obviously, from our clients, from you, that are saying, what are we doing? How safe are we? Are we secure? And so we will be releasing a formal letter, and we did put a blog up, I believe, where it's going up today. And those are going to be 2 different things. The letter is going to basically just give you reassurances again on what our security policies and procedures are. And we do work very hard and make it a priority. But it's, we also at the same time don't give out every tool that we use, because it's a little bit like, if you compare it to going through the lines at TSA, if they said, hey, we've got this new thing, and it's going to detect XYZ, if they told everybody about it, then the bad folks would say, oh, here's how we bypass that.
Gotcha.
So we don't give a lot of details about specific anti-hacking measures, but we do have them in place for sure. And this is not a PCI incident. This is not about card data, to our knowledge, being stolen. But though they did post patron data online, so that was a pretty big deal as well. So there are just malicious, bad people who, for whatever reason, we don't have all the answers. I know TicketFly and Eventbrite, their parent company, don't have the answers on exactly why or who did this. And I would imagine they'll have national law enforcement looking into this. I'm sure they already do. So it is a sobering moment for all of us, and that's why we want to be sure to respond. But the blog is a little bit about just some things that you can do in your box office should there ever be that unlikely horrific event, even if it's an outage of an hour or two, but it would happen to be at a time when you're needing to sell tickets. So we wanted to give you some tools and some good reminders of things that you can do. And then we will send out a formal letter in the upcoming weeks to you so that you can be, again, assured if you've got questions about how we manage security, how we manage PCI, all those types of issues. They continue to be crucial and critical to all of us in ticketing, and it's something that we really need to always stand guard on. Right. So there's that. So thank you for that. If you have specific questions, you can either wait for that letter or concerns, and you can certainly shoot an email over to your client rep or to me, and we'll do our best to get you an answer. Yep. So today, I just want to intro. God, I'm just doing all the talking, Amy. The heck? How you doing? I hope everybody knows.
First on here.
I hope everyone knows that we're having some TicketForce babies around. We were super excited to welcome Chris Gallucci's second son. He was born just a couple months ago, and Chris still looks tired to this day, but he's working as hard or harder than ever. And then Amy is expecting Ravella's 2.0 in October, and then Morgan in our call center is expecting her first. So we love it when there's babies. How you doing?
I have no chin, but you know, it's kind of, it just goes from here to here.
Right.
It's good. It's going good.
All right.
It's getting hot though, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Ask me in August.
You're kind of past that first, yuck phase though.
Oh, for sure.
You seem to be feeling a little better.
I feel a lot better.
Yeah. But and you're gonna stay working.
I am staying working.
Right. So
don't worry.
You might just hear, maybe she'll bring the baby to work sometime.
Yes. Absolutely.
So super fun, but we're excited for you.
Thank you.
For everybody. But I wanted to just make sure everybody understands, because sometimes we have a few questions about the two products and what's going on with that.
Absolutely.
And so when we do product updates, we do too. Confusing. So here's what we're doing. Our enterprise platform is what we are putting most all of our new clients on. And then we are now starting to move over and migrate some of our existing clients that for whatever reason maybe feel like that platform is a better fit for you. So that's a process that we're currently engaged in. And as you know, some of you are talking to us about it. Sometimes we may call you, but it is kind of a hefty lifting project to get through moving people and moving events and all of that. So it does take some time. So what we're doing, so you have information, is the first portion of the webinar will always be that enterprise platform update. Because that way, if you're already on that platform, and basically if you've signed in the next year, you most likely are, with maybe one exception. So if you're on that platform, then you'll get your update first, and then you can drop off the call if you would like. For those of you that are on the platform you've probably been on for years, which is what we call our in-house platform, if you're on that platform, you'll have the benefit in the beginning of hearing stuff about the new thing, and then you can hang on and hear, because there are still updates and rollouts and all kinds of things happening for you on your existing platform. So you'll get to hear both pieces.
Right.
So hopefully that answers for you so that we don't have that confusion of which platform are we talking about right now.
Exactly.
Okay. So Amy, go ahead. I think you're going to chat a little bit about ticket insurance. Is that coming first?
Sorry, I thought there were questions, but it's just a bunch of congratulations.
Oh, that's so fantastic. Thank you, everybody. She's like, oh,
I just wanted to check.
We have a lot of questions. Yes.
I'm going to stop sharing the webcam if that's okay, because I'm going to.
Oh, please. And thank you. I probably cut off anyways. We have no idea what's happening.
All right, so I think first I'm going to go through, as you mentioned, the ticket insurance options for our enterprise products. Well, we can skip that. Well, I'm also going to discuss, I have this first, I guess, so that's fine. We'll discuss that as well.
Yes.
So another aspect of the enterprise product that's available are some mobile app APIs. And it's a very fancy little diagram I have down there, so it's not super.
Oh, so let me stop you.
Super-
We're new platform, right?
The new
You're
platform.
talking enterprise platform.
I am talking enterprise
Okay,
platform.
sorry, we just,
Yes.
that was a really fast transition.
Oh, sorry.
So hopefully everybody stayed with us.
Hopefully.
Yes.
Hopefully you're still there.
So,
Essentially, it's going to be a little more just a highly flexible technology, which gives us the ability to integrate any of your current or existing partners into ticketing. One of the things I want to talk about today with doing that would be embedding any technology into your existing mobile apps. So what that kind of entails is, say you already have a venue application or an event application, and you don't want folks to have to download an additional or new app just for their ticketing. So we have a couple of options to go ahead and bring ticketing into any current mobile applications that your venue or organization may have.
so when you say mobile applications,
Mhm.
are you talking like I'm the Morris Center and I have an app
Correct.
for my venue?
Right.
And it's on my phone and I can go download it at the store or whatever.
Right.
You're saying if somebody already has that,
Correct.
that's now what you're talking about.
Right.
Okay.
So you can bring in stuff so you're not entering things in twice, or there's another option we'll get into later, but what it's going to do is we'll look under that option 1 there. So these are the APIs that are available for you to tap into to populate information in your existing app. That can be content. So there's a little diagram below that I was able to grab, but it can show the location of the event name and the date, any associated venue information and maps, as well as updated real-time current pricing.
Okay, so that's something that I might already putting into my app.
Correct.
Right? So
Yes.
it's like I'm having to stick all my events in there. I'm having to say what the name is, what the date is. And you're saying if I did an API, that would just populate in there for me in my existing app.
And the API already exists. So essentially what we would do is we have some documentation for these 3 APIs that are available that you see there. You can easily give those to your existing mobile app provider, and they should be able to easily tap into these things for you. Another thing that they can tap into is any sort of customer management capabilities. So that would mean if you had an account, say that they have to create on your mobile app, you can make that account be your ticketing account. So I only have to sign in once to my ticketing account. I can manage all my account details, so update my address, my preferred stored credit card. I can create a new account at that point. I can also view my order history, access tickets. So all of my management capabilities as far as either my information or my tickets, I can also tap into that too as well. So that can populate automatically in your mobile app as well. The last API that's currently available that they can tap into is anything to do with transactions. So I can buy tickets and all of the other items that you have on sale. So any upsell items like merchandise or gift cards, vouchers, parking passes, all that good stuff from the ticketing website. It's also fully functional with any entitlements. So anything on pre-sale, promotional pricing, member access, passwords to unlock specific seats or shows, all of that is fully functional as well. So they're essentially transacting within the mobile app without leaving the mobile app, your app, and they're getting real-time pricing and pulling from inventory in real time. So there's no need to allocate anything.
So in most cases, if I already have an app and I go to that app, maybe the app, I'm already having to type in all my info or whatever.
More than likely, yes.
Usually most venues have like, here's our shows. And then they just link to the website.
Right.
Right. So, but they're having to put things in twice.
Correct.
So they would just go to their app provider and say, hey, I have an API now with my ticketing system, and I want all this content to come in, and I can choose any of those 3 things.
Yes.
Okay.
So it can be a combination of the 3 or one of the 3 or whatever you want.
Right. What if I don't have an app?
If you don't have an app, we have an optional TicketForce app that we could provide to you that gives all of these capabilities as well. So it's a TicketForce app that they can still log in, sign into their account, manage all their details, get all of the real-time event content and then it's buy tickets as well.
Okay, and this is, again, on the enterprise platform,
Correct.
a newer platform, and this stuff is ready to go.
Yep.
Pretty plug and play. I don't have to like custom build, and I mean, you're not charging like this custom fee or anything like that.
No, and that's one of the biggest benefits of just tapping into the APIs that are already available, especially if you have an app, because it's no cost to you from us. We just give you a document, and obviously it depends on who's providing your mobile app, but I would be surprised if that costs a pretty penny. So if you already have one, it should be able to cut quite a bit of cost for you. Actually, option 2 as well is also a pretty big cost cutter. If you already have an app, the second option, if you don't have any of the resources, or maybe the app company is unable to do so, the ticketing website is fully functional on any device. So if that's a phone or a tablet, it's going to behave and give you all of the capabilities, just like if I was on a desktop computer. So an option, if you already have an app without tapping into the APIs, is just to open up a web browser. So you can link folks directly to your ticketing website, just like you do on your full desktop. Say the app says, click here to buy tickets for Friday. It can open up Friday's event page right within the app, within a browser window. They can fully transact, get all of the content, do any sort of their customer management, and they can do that with all into the browser.
But that we would have to put, whoever manages then your mobile, you'd have to basically put links in there.
Correct. You're still deep linking, kind of like you would on your desktop, but it's still some work because you would also have to do it on your app as well.
You could maybe just add a button to your app too if you didn't want to do the API.
It just said ticketing.
It says ticketing.
Yep.
Get tickets, and then it would open up this homepage.
Absolutely, and then it gets them to your ticketing site really quickly. There's no having to go from event page, making sure all the links are up to date. But absolutely, if you already have an app, adding a little button that just says ticketing, which just opens up a browser window and gives them the main page of all of your events.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Super cool.
Yep.
Thanks.
Oh yeah, no problem.
I get it. So a little bit on ticket insurance.
Yes.
So hold tight, because we are offering ticket insurance now on both platforms.
Correct.
We're looking to launch in July 1 to make it a nice clean month. We'll let you know if that doesn't happen, but that's our target date right now. Everything's basically ready. We have to program it with the pricing. So I just want to talk a little bit about why we would do ticket insurance. I feel like it's made a lot of changes. When they first rolled out ticket insurance, it didn't cover anything. It wasn't like, it was basically you had to die almost to get reimbursed for your
next of kin to get the.
Yeah, and I feel like people were only doing it on maybe really high dollar tickets. If you're paying $200 or $300 for a ticket, and your mom dies, you don't really want to have to lose that ticket.
Right.
Well, the ticket insurance companies have gotten a lot better, and they've been honestly on our case for 5 years to get this launched. And we kind of do what I do, and I just kind of watch the trends. Well, now it actually covers some really cool stuff.
Absolutely.
You can get a little fender bender on the way. Can you think offhand of, because we're using 2 different companies, but
it's pretty much the same on both, but it's your transportation can even include like some sort of public transportation failure, illness, death, an accident to you or anybody,
sick, basically.
Pretty much.
Okay. And the concept here, the benefit to the box offices is that you hear a lot of these excuses when people either do chargebacks or they're wanting refunds after the show's over. So you hear my car broke down, I got sick, my mom was in the hospital, you hear all these pleas to you. And then you're having to make all these decisions about, do I give this person their money back or not? And then if you do, it's after the event and you lost that ticket revenue. Mm-hmm. And if you don't, you might, piss off a customer.
Or get a charge back. Or
they charge back and they win anyway. So the cool thing about this is it takes all of that junk you don't really want to deal with, and it puts it in the hand of the ticket insurance people, and that's all they do. So it's an offer that will appear once we turn this function on. We're looking again at July 1. I keep thinking we're on camera. It's an option that we will turn on, and no money comes into your organization or goes back out, and you're not responsible to fill that. And all the information, the relationship is between your ticket buyer and the ticket insurance company. Mm-hmm. And it's just, we're connecting it through an API so that the transaction can happen in the same cart. but they would have an offer. It would explain the offer to them. It would give them the pricing. It would add it in the single transaction, but again, it doesn't do anything to your money coming in. It's just flows through a different path directly to the insurance company. And so the nice thing about that is, they can read all about it. The contract is with them. But then if they get sick and they don't remember they bought it, they can call you at the box office and say, I got sick, and you can say, well, did you file an, did you buy the insurance? And if they did,
they can file a claim.
You just can give them that information. So we'll provide you with all those tools.
Absolutely. But you don't have to judge whether or not that's, worthy, I guess, essentially, of the refund request.
And so once we get the info to you and you get ready to go, you can also then promote this as a nice feature for your buyers. You can be like, hey, now we're providing insurance. So remember that time when you got sick and you couldn't come, pay a small fee and get the insurance.
Right.
And then you'll know. And so it is going to be a pricing that's a fixed price in most cases, added onto the price of the ticket. I think it starts at about like $249 or something like that. It's similar to,
like a scale.
Yeah. And it could go up. And then when it gets like into the high dollars, it goes then into a percentage, because obviously it would cost the insurance company more to, refund that. The cool thing about it then is if they refund, like if they do file a claim, well, how would they file a claim before? I was gonna say you could resell that ticket, but that doesn't really make sense. Skip that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to turn it to Amy now, because I thought I wanted to just give you an overview, let you know we're turning this on. We're looking at launching July 1. We'll send you out something more formal and official. I'll give you all the details, like a little packet. But then it is going to be available on both systems.
Correct.
So I'll get out of your way now.
No, you're fine. The first couple bullet points, essentially what Lynn covered already, but it's going to remove that liability and a lot of the work out of your hands, because if they did buy ticket insurance, they can just call the company directly and they'll handle that claim. It's very insurance-y, I've noticed. It's basically like your typical insurance. You'll file a claim if you purchase the insurance on your product, and they kind of deal with the company directly. It's also ensuring, though, that customer is getting fast, fair, and efficient service, because, again, you can kind of offset that and send them, directly to the company. And if they didn't buy it, then there's really nothing anybody can do.
So that's the screenshot on the enterprise platform.
Yeah. So on the final payment page, I guess essentially it's pretty. Yeah, there's a final payment page on both. So on that final payment page, you'll kind of review your tickets and everything that you've put into your cart, and then you'll have an option to protect your tickets, and they can say yes or no. As Lynn mentioned, that price that's reflected there would be based on your order total, and it would just automatically adjust and accommodate for that, and they can say yes or no at that point. The information, whether they've purchased it or not, is available in the box office and online, so the customer or you can assist them with seeing if they did purchase the ticket insurance. The ticket insurance for the enterprise product is provided by a company called Secure My Booking. Well, the product is Secure My Booking. They're wonderful. They have over 20 years experience of ticket reimbursement. They're experienced in both ticketing and insurance, which I find very helpful.
They're really nice guys.
They're really nice guys, and I like it because it has a very TicketForce feel. When you make a claim through Secure My Booking, you are talking to somebody. Somebody is helping you with everything. So it's a very highly touch, I guess.
Yeah, high
touch experience.
Yes,
so
good.
You're never on your own. But as we said, it pretty much covers anything. I put just a couple of options here, but again, death, accident, or illness to you or somebody else, even weather delays, vehicle or public transportation breakdown, inability to attend the event if it was canceled and then rescheduled.
Oh, that's pretty handy for a lot of our weather events,
Absolutely.
The outdoor racing, rodeos, fairs, all that kind of stuff.
Exactly. And so it can kind of take the place of some sort of rain insurance or anything like that. And like I said, they'll say that they'll cover everything. We'll just put everything out there. But if you purchase the insurance, make a claim. No matter what, just go ahead and make that claim, and then you kind of see what happens. So it can essentially cover anything.
So is that the end of the
I believe so.
So let's see, let's pop the question window. Does anybody have any questions on that? Because we will cover the screenshot for the in-house platform on insurance. Amy will cover that in a little bit. So any questions before we go on to the next section?
The insurance company, to answer your question, in both products reimburses the ticket buyer. So that's another benefit of you for the organization.
Oh, so I keep my money.
Yeah, so you don't, exactly. So
I don't even lose that ticket if somebody didn't come.
Yep, your reporting is totally fine. You don't have to worry about anything. So.
Right. And then I save that potential chargeback of somebody that says, you know, I called them and they wouldn't give me my money back, so I'm just going to charge back and say I didn't go to the event. And oftentimes, the credit cards will do that. They'll be like, well, you didn't go, so here's your money.
Exactly.
Okay. That's really cool. Okay. Good.
That's it.
Okay. So if you are on the enterprise platform, this is a great place for you to go ahead and drop off if you'd like to. If you're on our classic platform that we've been on for years and years, that we call our in-house platform, then hang in there because the second portion coming up is for you.
And I think first we were going to go ahead and keep going with the PowerPoint. Yes.
On the insurance.
Yeah, do you like how I copied? I just duplicated the slide.
Look at that. Yeah, so it's just a little bit of a different view. Yes. And what's the company on the in-house platform?
So the company for the in-house platform that's going to be providing your ticketing insurance is called Ticket Guardian. It's essentially going to work exactly the same. They're on the final payment page. If you're on this product, I'm sure you're familiar with that streamlined checkout page, which is on the last page. Mm-hmm. So they have those 3 steps. You can see right there in the 3rd step, you'll have the option for things like your roundup and all of that stuff, but you'll also have the option for ticket insurance at that point. So they can either protect or decline the insurance purchase. Again, the price that it's calculating there will be a scaled percentage of what the order total is. Mm-hmm. It's going to give you a little bit of information about what it's going to protect against. And then that money goes straight to Ticket Guardian, actually. So you get, if you're on your own merchant account for this product, the money for the ticket insurance will go straight to Ticket Guardian. Mm-hmm. All that patron's information, the customer's information, all of that. It's actually great too, because in this situation, they actually get a separate email that gives them all the information about Ticket Guardian. It says, thank you for purchasing ticket insurance. If you need to make a claim, click here or call here. This is how much you spent, all that good information. And then if they bought ticket insurance, same thing. It's still available in the box office or online if the customer's unsure if they bought it or not.
So is it defaulting? I would imagine we're not allowed to default it to protect my purchase. Is that correct?
I believe we decided on defaulting it to nothing. I think it's just there.
They have to make a choice in order to move on?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. That's pretty common.
I know some airlines. It's not automatically declining or automatically protecting, but they're forced to make a choice at some point. Yes.
Okay.
So again, it's provided by Ticket Guardian. The money goes straight to them, and they have the same usual coverage. You can, both of them, for Ticket Guardian, you can buy insurance up until the event starts. So if I didn't buy it, but
I started to feel a little sick or something,
or somebody goes to the hospital, there's going to be a separate kind of terminal landing page for them to go ahead and go buy it, and they can protect their purchase after.
Right. If I remember right, these are online purchases only. So if somebody was buying in your phone center or something like that, you would have to give them the info or
for Ticket Guardian, yes.
Okay.
In this product.
Okay.
You would just send them straight to that page.
Okay.
It'd be the same thing as if I already bought tickets and I wanted to protect it later. Mm-hmm. Maybe Florida was, getting some hurricanes or something.
Right. Everybody's going to buy insurance.
So with Ticket Guardian, everybody has up until the event starts.
You did tell them that we have clients that are in the path of hurricanes.
Oh, no, I didn't. Let me write that down. Yeah. They're like, never mind.
Never mind. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
I know.
That would have saved a lot of money, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
In the past,
and again, the same thing. Something happens. You did purchase the insurance, and you're not sure, what is covered or if it's possible, but absolutely just file the claim. They handle it directly with you, and it's the same thing. There's a call center, you're talking to somebody, or you can do it online if you don't like to do that either.
Right.
But you as the venue don't have to worry about anything because you never had any money in your hands in the first place. So
cool.
The ticket, as far as you're concerned, is fully paid for. You don't have to worry about your settlements or anything like that.
Right. Excellent. So, you know, one thing that I like is Amy's going to go now into some new features on your existing platform, on what we're calling in-house platform. And some people, when we first launched that we were going to offer an enterprise level platform, in addition to our in-house, the questions we got, well, what's happening to that platform? Is it just going to sit there and die and not have any updates and all of that? And the answer is very clearly no, of course not. And so that platform continues to grow and be developed. It's just a different structure because it is built to be managed, you know, by the venue. That's why we call it in-house ticketing. And it gives you the full management tools to kind of do everything. It's a standalone system. The enterprise is built really to manage ticketing in a little bit of a different way. And so we continue to be able to offer you new things that are coming out while we're saying, take a look at the enterprise anytime
Absolutely.
you feel like it's a better option for you. And that's not an unusual model in ticketing. Many of the large companies have multiple platforms that they put people on based on their needs. So that's what we're doing. But now let's hear about some of the other things.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and pop out of this real quick. All right, so the first thing I want to take a look at is actually a ticket resale functionality that's been released. It's available right now on all your sites. It's going to be located up here in ticket management. You'll see it down at the bottom here in ticket resale. And I'll go over the details as we kind of take a look here. Essentially what it's going to do is allow your customers to flag their tickets to resale them. A call center or a box office employee can do this as well, or they can do it online, and we'll take a look at that. But what it allows them to do is, again, just kind of flag it, but it holds that order. So if they don't get resold or they cancel the reselling, they can still take their ticket, you know, as usual, or if I give it to my mom or whatever, and she can still go, that barcode is still good. So the ticket is available for purchase. And then if it is resold, somebody else buys it, the customer, the original purchaser, can either, as you see here, can automatically get a refund on their credit card that they used to purchase, or you can issue them a customer credit automatically. A great benefit is a part of this for you as the venue is you get to keep the face value, or I mean, you keep the fees. So okay. It's only returning the face value of the tickets. It's not.
Obviously, I already paid credit card fees on that, etc.
Right. So you do retain some of that cost. So you can see here to allow it or not at all, to allow online, and then where you would like it to go. We can look at those later. I just didn't know if I had anything.
We saw some questions. We'll get back to those at the end. Sorry about that.
The second tab in here is going to give you a couple of options as far as some emails, and these emails are going to the customer that's putting their tickets up for resale.
Okay.
So they'll get an email when the resale is created. They'll get a reminder that they have their tickets up for resale. They'll get an email if somebody has purchased those tickets, and then when their barcode has been canceled on their own.
Okay.
So it's pretty well covered as far as if I don't remember or if I do get sold, the original purchaser definitely does and will get notified. And you have your typical, capabilities in here as far as headers and footers and branding that.
So we can't jack up the price or, it doesn't have flex. It's just basically a straight up resell.
Yep, it's the same. It's reselling for the price of the original purchaser paid for it. And then you as the venue, again, keep the fees. And they get at least back that face value that they paid for the ticket.
It looks like this is system-wide.
So this is system-wide. This is the last setting here that's system-wide. Obviously, you want to put in some terms and conditions that may be specific to your venue. But once it's enabled system-wide, you go into the event, and then you can enable it per performance.
Okay, so if I do a symphony and I want to allow resell, but I don't on, a comedy guy that's coming in or something.
Right.
I can do that.
Well, and then based on your contracts, you know, maybe they don't want to have it available or something like that. But it's nice, again, you as the venue, that face value is always covered. So there's no, you know, weird settlements or reporting or anything like that. It's just kind of exchanging hands, but for the same price.
Cool.
But here it is in the performance right here. You just can allow it.
See if there's any questions on that.
Sure.
Because I bet there are. But we're looking at some of the.
Folks don't come because they got their money from insurance companies. What happens?
Catherine saying Kathleen, sorry, if the night of the show, if the people don't come because they got their money, can they file before the event happens? I don't think can they?
Yeah, with both platforms, they have up until, actually, I think Ticket Guardian is up until 24 hours after. Secure My Booking is up until 48 hours after.
But they could file a claim before the event even happens, saying, I'm not going to be able to go.
Absolutely.
So that seat is just, they can't necessarily sell it again because they're keeping the money anyway, the venue.
Right.
Okay.
And I can get details from both Secure My Booking and Ticket Guardian on how they handle that specific situation.
It doesn't cancel the ticket or anything, though.
No.
Because a lot of times people are doing it after the event because they have car trouble. Correct. Or something like that.
Exactly. So I can ask what their experience is with that. They're both very knowledgeable and helpful in that area. So I'll ask, absolutely.
Okay. And then the question back on insurance about, is it going to be possible to add it on through the box office? They're not telling us anything about that right now.
I mean, currently no, just because of the programming that had to go into to route those funds to Ticket Guardian.
Right.
So it gets a little tricky.
How about on the other platform? Is it the same way on the enterprise platform?
Oh, we can sell anything in there, yeah.
So on the enterprise, you could sell the insurance in the box office?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
It's just an add-on item, basically.
Oh, I got it. So it's just programmed a little differently. So yes, on the enterprise, you can sell in the box office. Not currently, and probably going to be tricky on the box office on the current one. But we did talk about like having that page ready, like if you're doing it over the phone or something,
right?
You could. You're more
than likely sending them to like a TicketForce.TicketGuardian.com website.
Okay.
So that was kind of the response of that was instead of having it in the box office, you don't have to mess with it at all, because we want those money and all the liability to just basically go to the ticket insurance company rather than the venue.
Could we put like a link on all of the confirmation emails? And again, those are custom to your system, but you could put a link and say, did you forget to buy insurance?
Absolutely.
And put a link and promote that, and then it would take it to that page.
Absolutely.
So I think that would be a really cool answer. And then obviously walk up, it's that night, so you don't want to sell it.
Right.
You know, but if it's something that is bought in advance, you could put it in all of your emails. So then anybody that you sold at the box office on a full patron
absolutely
or over the phone would get it on the email as well.
Yep. And then they'll get it in that additional email from Ticket Guardian too as well. Like thank you for your purchase. If you wanted to buy later or buy for your other orders or tickets, here's the link. So
okay.
But that's why it's not in the box office right now. If there's been a price increase since the original patron purchase, how will the resale ticket be priced? It's only if they're buying it for the same face value as the original.
So you bought it for $40. It's now $45. I get to buy it from you for $40.
Correct.
It's because it's just I'm just rebuying it from you.
I'm just rebuying something that was already bought at that time when it was $40.
Got it. Any other questions on resale? So it's not an auction, it's not a StubHub type of environment, it's not I'm going to try to scalp this, it's literally just for the good people that can't use their tickets that night. Now we just gave them two options. Why am I selling it? You know, if it's an insurance event, I can go that route and I don't have to worry about it. If it's a resale, I can go that route.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And your box office or your customer can just go online, but here's just a quick little view of that. You would just log in here and click ticket resale. And then I can do it online too if you guys want to see that. I can cancel the resale at any time as well. So if I need to, if I decide that I can go or something happens where I can go, I can just come in here and cancel the resale.
Oh, so it's just a link right in there.
Yep.
Excellent.
So I can either continue or cancel.
Okay.
I think that's it. Oh, just as a quick side note, it is only available on split payment systems because it has to create, multiple payments in one order.
The resale?
The resale. So the resale, you have to be on the split payment version of the software to have the ticket resale option. The other tricky part is if you are on authorized.net, since they don't allow for reference transactions, you don't have the option to refund the customer on their credit card. You only have the option to give them a credit. And that's only on authorized.net customers.
So just another reason to not use authorized.net.
Correct.
Yes. So if I'm not a split payment, is that a big deal? Can I just call you and say I want to be split?
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a little bit more conversation than that, I hope.
Okay.
Because it does kind of structure your accounting a little bit differently.
Okay.
Just because the nature of it. But yeah, I'd be happy to talk to anybody who wants to make that transition from single to split. Alex, if you're not seeing that, we can get it turned on for you. The insurance, you don't have to do anything, but the ticket resale is a little thing we have to turn on.
Oh, so just if they're not seeing that in their system on the resale, let us know. We turn it on. Yeah. No cost?
No cost.
Everything's free.
Everything's free.
All right.
We're giving it all away.
It's great.
I think that's pretty much it for that. Do we have time for a little bit more? Or
yes. Okay. Go ahead with the print at home. Yeah.
Okay. So there's been a lot of work on the print at home lately, mainly to make it easier for you and your customers. If you don't have the HTML print at home by now, I highly recommend looking into that. And if you need more information, you can contact your rep or click this help button in the back end of your system here and just search for HTML print at home. Previously, it was a PDF file, and that causes a lot of issues. Maybe it didn't generate, maybe the email provider of the person receiving it bounces back. It can cause some issues. With an HTML print at home, you're not going to have any of those problems. In addition to that, if you don't have the HTML print at home, this feature we're looking at right now and ones that are coming down the line, you are going to miss out on.
So you keep saying if I don't have it, what do I do to get it?
Call your rep. And we can turn that on.
So that's a turn on too?
We just don't automatically turn it on because it has different image sizes and stuff. So
you kind of have to be ready? Okay, cool.
So we can walk you through that. And then there's a lot of information in that little document in here too as well. But we do need to turn that on for you.
Okay.
This feature we're looking at here enables any order in the system to generate a print at home ticket no matter what the original delivery method is. So, somebody calls and wants to change their delivery method, forgot that they're not, or they want to give them to their mom or something like that. And they had will call tickets. They call in to the call center or come into your box office. You can send them a print at home ticket of their order, no matter if they chose will call or whatever.
Oh, that's pretty cool. So. Same barcode. So like if I lost my tickets, I might have the option of doing this, but I also need to know there's 2 barcodes out there then somewhere.
Yes.
And the first one in the door will be the one that'll get validated.
Pretty much. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And this is, we don't have to do anything for you here. You just go into your delivery methods and into print at home. And then you can choose here to allow the secondary print at home option.
Okay. So you went to ticketing settings, delivery methods, and then print at home.
Yep.
Cool.
The last thing I wanted to show you here was a report that I finally got done, and I know a lot of us have been waiting for, but it tracks your performance passwords. So typical, kind of like a coupon code, but say you have different passwords that were blocking access to a specific performance that you provided to multiple people, and you want to be able to track those separately from each other. This is the report that will do that for you. So here it's showing me how many people have used this password, my name,
Amy. Okay.
Super creative and secure. But if there was another password, but there's not, because
there's not.
If it was Lynne,
yes,
it would have a whole other row that would say Lynne, the performance code they bought for the total visits. So how many people entered in the password, how many times, how many total conversions, so how many orders. So this means 3 people entered it in. 2 people created orders, and that's the value associated with that specific password.
That's excellent. Love it.
Yeah.
I know.
I know a lot of you guys
so hard.
Don't Don't even get me started.
So many years.
I know. I'm really tired. I'm going to take a
Yes.
rest now.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Thanks. Is there any questions that popped up on that?
Oh, yeah. The camera.
Oh, if somebody turns mobile, if chooses mobile or print out and they want to switch to will call, can we do that yet?
No, this is just for generating a print at home.
Alex, you're asking enterprise questions, so you may want to take a peek at that when the season is good for you.
Alex is never not busy. What are you talking about?
True.
Oh, should we
That's true.
be sunny again?
Good to hear. Yes.
Sunny Phoenix, sunny Gilbert, Arizona.
So any final questions that anybody has? We hope that everything was really clear today. We're doing our best to make it super clear. We are starting down that road and are working right now on getting existing clients that are moving platforms. Right now, for most white label clients, it's taken about 12 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And we're doing a lot of the builds and helping to transfer things over. And so it is something that we need to get in the queue for you. And we really want it to be a good time for you, not during busy season. So for instance, this summer is kind of a good time for a lot of the arts. Because they're getting their seasons built and ready to go. So you can continue to just keep your eyes open and talk to your staff. And if you want a formal demo that you haven't had yet, we've got a couple webinars that are online on our TicketForce YouTube.
Yep.
So you can just go to youtube.com, search for the TicketForce channel. And you can take a look if you kind of want to get an intro if you haven't seen what the platform does. And then we also will you can check with your rep and Amy can do a walkthrough with you.
Sure.
And give you an idea of some of the compared features and some of the reasons. And we really want you to be in the right platform and on the right product. So there's definitely reasons why either one of them might be better for one client or another. But we're excited and it's really fun and things are going smoothly there.
Yep.
And it's, just please know it's not, we can't just like turn that on. and it is like getting a new ticketing platform.
There's no fancy button.
It's just that you work with the same company.
Yeah.
So especially if, you're looking at, there's some features that just have not been released on your platform or some hindrances that you have, they may be answered in the enterprise.
Absolutely.
As well. And, even though we call it enterprise, especially for some smaller staffs, it's actually a better platform because the in-house was really built assuming that you've got a staff to manage your own ticketing yourself. And the enterprise model is more about, we're actually doing a lot of the heavy lifting on the builds and all of that. We've got a 24/7 event team. So we're changing our model here to accommodate that. And what that does for you is really just frees up your time. So that you're not, spending hours and hours doing 30 and 40 shows every time you have a season to go or, cramming. So
but at the same time, bringing you those higher level technologies that you get with the enterprise products.
Right. So that's essentially it. But that's it for us today. Again, keep an eye out for our newsletter. We are going to be, not that anybody cares, but TicketForce is celebrating our 15th anniversary this summer. Not to talk about us because you're the stars, you're the important ones. But we are taking our annual team trip. We're going to be in San Diego this year, and just kind of special because we are celebrating 15 years. We were founded in July of 2003. So for some reason, the fives are a landmark. Every 5 years, you feel like a landmark. So we're excited to take our team. Our team continues to grow and have a lot of excitement here in our new building. Please come see us. Just not now; it's hot. But please do come see us anytime you're in the Phoenix area.
Absolutely.
We now have great capabilities to host you here. We've got a good training room, so we may be doing some trainings as well when some groups start getting moved over to the new platform. We can actually do in-person trainings for that and bring people in. So we're really excited about that.
We are.
Look for our newsletter. If you're not getting it, please send a note to Taylor at TicketForce.com and let her know you'd like to be added to the list and make sure you're on there.
Absolutely.
Those go out towards the beginning of every month. Hope to see you at conferences this summer, either Historic Theaters in Austin or IAVM up in Toronto. It's going to be a good summer for those types of things. Everybody's getting busy. We're ramping up here, and we're looking forward to a fantastic summer. Things are good in the live event world, and we hope you guys are having a great summer as well. So any final questions that popped up?
I don't think so.
Looks like you guys are good. Oops, fantastic. Hey, thanks for your interacting. Thanks for coming. Please share this with other team members that you think it would be great for. You'll get the link to the recording as well. So if you want to go back and look at anything, and have a fantastic rest of your day. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.